Everyone, I'm attorney Andrea Canona, partner at the Immigration Law Office Andrade Canona in Miami, Florida, and I'm here just to cover real quick with you some of the main points of the executive order that was promulgated yesterday concerning immigration. So there was a lot of anxiety since the Twitter that was posted on Sunday night by the president. So a lot of people are very anxious regarding what would that cover, because anything in immigration touches many, many lives. So I'm here just to give you a brief update, and it's a good update because the scope of this executive order is actually pretty narrow. So what does the executive order say? The executive order is going to prevent the entry of certain individuals, certain people that are seeking to come to the United States as immigrants. So the first thing to look is that the order does not cover non-immigrants. Non-immigrants are all those visas that allow the person to come and they have a date to leave. So that goes from the tourist visas, student visas, and the O1s, L1s, H1Bs, all those, the alphabet soup visas. Those are not included in the order. So that's good news for those of you who are coming to start school, or if you have a temporary job that you're coming here to do, that's fine for you for now. Who else is not covered? So people who are in the United States, if you're here and you're doing your adjustment of status, that is, you're getting your green card inside the United States, or you're getting a change of status, you're going from one status to another, you are not included in the order, so you can continue with your process. The same thing if you have an employer, if you have a family member who's applying for you, that first part of the process is also exempted, so they can go ahead and continue with the plans of filing those documents, okay, and getting your place in line if that's one of the criteria, the categories that has a waiting in the visa bulletin. Now, who is covered? So those people who are getting their green cards in the consulate. So that means that you had somebody, either a company or family member, they applied for your green card in the United States, and now you're outside of the United States and you're going to the consulate to go to an interview and get a stamp, which is the immigrant visa stamp, and with that come to the United States. Those are the categories of people that are targeted. But even within that category, there are exemptions. So for example, if you are married to a U.S. citizen, or if you are a small child, a minor child of a U.S. citizen, you're not included. So you can still go ahead with your interview and come in with your visa. The same thing if you're military or military immediate relative, family member, you're also not included. So that's good news. Most business visas are included, so you have to take a look at that. But remember, this is just for 60 days. And the consulates are closed anyway because of the coronavirus. So we don't know when the consulates would reopen. Now, if you are within the categories of people who are working with the health profession, so doctors, nurses, or anybody who would benefit the United States with your skills during this pandemic, you likely can argue that you're exempted. So they have exemptions even in the categories of professionals, or if you are coming through a relative, but you are going to work in that profession, you can try to argue that. You have to persuade the consular officer, but there is that exemption. Similarly, if you're coming to perform any work that is in the national interest, and that's also defined by the consular officer themselves. So as you can see, the scope is very narrow. It's for 60 days. The executive order, which is actually a proclamation, states that within 30 days, they're going to decide whether they're going to move on and also put some limitations on temporary visas, but that's not happening right now. And the consulates are closed anyway. There's no interviews going on at this time. So I think the important thing is don't have panic. Don't panic. Be careful with all the fake news that are around, and because this is really just a very narrow temporary measure. And if you have any questions, you can reach our office or you can reach out to your lawyer, because I think it's not as bad as we were expecting. I hope everyone is keeping safe. And if there's any news on this subject or anything else, I'll be back. Thank you.